All right, what's up, everyone? We're in the garage. We've got Spence's bike down and out, but not down and out for very long. We're going to be doing a transmission swap. We're not going to be swapping the whole housing. We're going to be swapping out the cassette. So basically, we're going to get this part out of his motorcycle, and we're going to replace it with this one here. But before we do any of that stuff, there's a lot of stuff we got to take off. We're going to take off the exhaust. We're going to have to take off this trap door on this side so that we can get to this. We're going to have to take off the starter. And Spence is currently actively working over here on the primary side. We're going to take the cover off, and then we're going to have to take a couple things off inside of there. So hang out with Spence and I as we cuss, get pissed off, get annoyed, break some shit probably, I don't know, and just have some fun in the garage. All right, so here we go. We're changing the transmission. Why, Spence? Because he's over there popping wheelies and he's over there banging gears and slamming gears. But most importantly, I guarantee there's a smile on his face every time he does it. So that's the name of the game here. But I'm going to take this exhaust off. I've already unbolted everything, so I'm hoping it goes around his busted ass mid control here. Oh, and it does. Sweet.
Let's go.
All right, so first thing you'll have to take off is the exhaust, just like that. And now that we have access to this, on this side, we're going to take off this trap door next, which is these next 6 bolts over here, because then we got to get over there. We also have to take this top cover off. We're going to go ahead and take the transmission door off. This is what the cable clutch goes into. So we're going to take this part off and just lay it off to the side, because these bolts right here are actually what we need to get to. But before we get there, we've got to take some stuff off here and do some more work on the primary side. Primary side's off. We're gonna go ahead and zip tie the chain tensioner right now, and then we're gonna take these 2 bolts off right here, and then I think, Spence, we're just gonna go ahead and just remove the whole thing. All right, so now that we've taken out the chain tensioner, we're gonna start. So we loosen compensator nut here. You need a little jam tool in here. You get that sucker in there. You get a big old wrench like this, big old pry bar, because there's a lot of torque on that thing. Spencer knows if we did it. What's it, 170 foot-pounds? And then the next thing you'll need to do is you need to take off the snap ring. Take out this snap ring, and then that gives you access to the clutch hub nut assembly right there, so that we can take off the entire clutch. The thing you'll need to do is remove the clutch hub nut. This is an example of how you use a tool like this. It jams up the chain so that you can turn the motor, or you can turn the nut. But this is a big old 1 1/4. Very, very important note on this, Spence. Remember, righty is loosey and lefty is tighty. This is a reverse thread, all right? Reverse thread. No! How much did we put that on? Did we do the old Joe and impact it on there?
I think we did.
Did we? Okay, let me get a bigger wrench here. Righty. There it goes. Okay. That proves that torque and leverage is everything. Pay attention to how you take it off. Now we're going to remove this whole assembly. We're going to lay it on the bench, and that's going to give us access. Okay. And we're just going to take this just like that. We're going to play it over here on the bench. All right, so in order for you to take off your inner housing, your inner primary housing, you need to take the starter off, which is on the opposite end of the bike. That piece that has the little button-looking thing on it, that's your starter. Harley put 2 bolts in there, and they line up into the housing of the inner primary. One, maybe you could see it, is right down that hole. The other one is right in between, in the worst place. You need a little swivel to get to it, but once you land it, it's pretty good, easy to get to. But you're gonna have to undo the bolts for this. You don't have to take a starter out. You just gotta undo the bolts. All right, well, we got ahead of ourselves and we took them off. There's really only 5 bolts though that are holding this thing together. And now that you can see, now that we have this part off, you can see why I had to, these are the bolts for the primary that I had to take off from the backside. These have threads in the inner primary that hold the starter in place. So you got to take those out so you can pull it all this way. And then all the other locations, see, they mounted here, here. There's like 5 or 6 different bolts for the whole inner to come out. So now that we're here, we had to take all that apart basically to be able to get to this race right here, because we got to take this race off, because this is the output shaft of the transmission. So we got to take this race off so we can slide it that way out of the bike. But we still got some more work to do over here. So the next step on this side is going to be now to remove the side cover here for the transmission housing for the cable. And then we're going to take all these bolts around here. Oh, we got to take this off too, man. Well, there's a little shifter lever up there. Got to take this top transmission cover off because there's the little hook that shifts, and we got to get that up out of the way to be able to slide it all the way out. Okay. So we got to, we got to get off in there as well. I forgot. So, but we're almost there. We're almost there. How long is this taking?
30 minutes?
Maybe about 45, but yeah, but no, he's probably about right. In time between just actual hands-on, about 30 minutes to get to this point. So it's really nuts and bolts. It's not that bad. You just got to be willing to get in there and get your hands dirty and figure out what does what. All right, so a little tip for you guys. I am a little OCD when it comes to working in the garage, but it will help you definitely when you go to reassemble. When you take stuff off, put bolts back where they go. For example, these are the inner primary bolts. Just lay them in where the inner primary was. You know that they were there. Here's all the clutch hub nut stuff that we took out. Just laid it in there. The sprocket, all this goes as it is. Just lay it back in there. Here's another stupid example. The mid-control bolts, I just put them back into the frame so we don't lose them. All right, so as many things as you can kind of just lay back into their spot. So you're like, where does this go? It's your road map. Another tip, if you don't do that, take pictures before you take it off, okay? Like, everybody has a cell phone nowadays. I used to have to draw diagrams and shit because I'm an old dinosaur like that. But if you were like, what's next, or I may not remember, just get your phone out, take a picture, and you will be just fine, all right? So that's my tip. All right, so we went ahead and pulled the race bearing off of the output shaft. We just kind of wanted to show you the rig, the setup. Shout out to Danny, by the way, Danny's Custom Cycles, for letting me borrow this tool, because without it, Spence, it wasn't happening, dog. Nope. So appreciate you, dog. So basically, Eric is my hand model right now, and it is basically a puller that slides in behind this race. It's very loose now, but we wanted to show you the setup. This race sits all the way back here. In fact, look at it's this one. It's that one right there. So it basically pulls it out. This piece goes behind it. You get Eric to put a little muscle on it. You hit that thread, and it just starts to yank it out this way, so we can get this whole bearing out there. And that is how you need a tool to do it. This is a specialty tool. Jim's, by the way. So now this is the output shaft on this side, and the next step that we're going to do is go ahead and remove the housing here. We've already taken off the top transmission cover. You have to take that off in order to remove this little clip right here. This is actually what shifts your gears, this little tooth. I'll show you how that works when we get it all out. But next step is to remove this. Looks like he's got his spooth here, so we're gonna have to break that loose. So we're gonna take those off, and then we're gonna take all these bolts off here, and we're gonna take this whole transmission case out. Spence is getting off the last bolts here. The side transmission. Let's take that transmission stick out, and then we should be able just to give it a couple love taps on the other side. Let's grab the, so basically we're on this side now that we've taken the race off. He's taking all those bolts off, got all them off there. All right, so I'm gonna start tapping it and then see if you can pull that sucker out. Let's give it a little love. Going. Looks like it's moving. So now that we've kind of given it a little love tap there, Spence, hang on, let me clear some room here on the table for it so you can just put it over here. Should just slide all the way out. Maybe play with it. Let me see on the top. Is it stuck on the top? Okay, I'm up here. Let me give it a little more love. Pull it. It's going. There we go. There it goes. Give it a little love and then slam that thing on the bench, man. That's the cassette of a transmission. So we've got the transmission out. We set it aside. I have a whole video on the YouTube channel of how a transmission works. So if you're interested, go and check it out. But what we have kind of diagnosed, we thought we were going to see some missing teeth, but we didn't see any shavings. We didn't see anything when we took the casing out or dropped the oil. All the teeth on the gears, all the gears themselves look fine. What seems to be happening is when you turn and you put it into a gear, the teeth aren't engaging into each gear. And he's saying he's missing second and third. And second and third seem to be when we're mechanically messing with it, where it's really just not engaging second or third gear. So we have another one on the table that a friend donated to us. The only difference and the only downfall here is Spence is going to send it, is this is a blonde case. So he's going to have a blonde casing up against this black stuff when we're all done. So I gave him the option to paint it. He said, nope, send it. So now what we're going to do now is, since this is our donor transmission, we're going to remove this race again with the tool, just like we just did. We're going to back this out over here, and then we're going to take this transmission out, and we're basically going to slide it right back into this place and then go back to reassembly. We struggle with that one just a little bit, but here's why. Look how rusted and crusted that one was to get off. And it was kind of sketch because we kept pulling and pulling, and then all of a sudden you hear this big old crack. Like, oh shit, and then another crack. And that was it, just cracking loose. So now we've taken it off on that side. There you go. Spence, give it a little whackaroo. Here it comes. Oh, hold on. We got to take this off to get to that piece. But now, see how much easier it is this time?
More than a quarter.
It's so much easier when it's sitting on a bench, huh? Yeah, pop those off, and then we'll take that little tooth off, and then that way you'll be able to get it all out. Out she comes.
Oh.
Whammo. All right, well, there she is.
Shout out Cade.
Shout out Cade, dog. From unknown, you know the homie, man. Shout out Cade. So, homies helping homies, dog. That's what we do.
Oh, yeah.
So now that we got that out, next step is going to be to drop it back into the transmission housing case. I think I'm done for the night. I think Spence done for the night. He's got a lot of shit to do. But Spence, overall, first round, or like at least to get to this point where we're officially at rebuilding point, start to end, it's what, 9:30?
Yeah.
By the time we got it on the lift and got things in place, I got my kids situated. We started about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So full tear down, about 2.5 hours, and that includes dealing with getting another one out. So 2.5, 3 hours or so to get to this point. Reassembly, you can usually add another hour or so because things don't always just line up. Things are rusted, things happen. So disassembly seems to be always a little bit easier, but scale of 1 to 10, Spence, since you had, not in a boastful way, you had someone that understands, okay, do this first, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say this job is?
I'd say it was about a 5.
All right. Well, I'll take that as a compliment because if he said it as a 5, then we broke it down pretty damn simple and kind of like straight to the point. That was part 1. We'll bring you guys along for part 2 for the reassembly, but basically everything that we did, do it backwards. That's it. That's basically it. But we'll post the reassembly thing on here so you guys can see it, run it, and hear it start back up and everything. So thanks for kicking it with me, dog.
Appreciate you.
Long night in the garage, but fun night in the garage. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm supposed to tell you to do all that dumb shit, apparently. So go do all that shit and go check out the podcast and the website and all that. All right? All right. Later.